Hi, this is Matt Yetter with Sherlock Home Inspections. Phone number is 971-212-7481. Website address yourinspectionneeds.com. Today's date is Saturday, January 18th, 2020. The address we're inspecting today is 6063 Southeast Lois Street, Hillsboro, Oregon, 97123. We are about to perform a video inspection of the property's main sewer line through the front yard exterior cleanout. The equipment being used today is the ViewTech self-leveling HD colored video inspection camera. This is one of the best cameras on the market today. Before we begin this video inspection, it has to be noted that some aged sewer pipes made of clay, concrete, cast iron, asbestos, and Orangeburg may be in good working order and may never have had a clogged or sewer backup before. However, due to real estate transactions, attorneys, and lawsuits, Sherlock Home Inspections must recommend the following to meet the current codes. All sewer pipes should be watertight, made out of cast iron ABS 3034 or HDPE pipe with appropriate fitting and couplers. All sewer pipes should be free from breaks, offsets, separations, tree roots, bellies, and party sewers. Sherlock Home Inspections recommends replacing any sewer pipe that does not meet these specifications. Here we go. We are in 3-inch ABS plastic drain piping. We're running some water from the kitchen sink to ensure that our pipe is watertight and is going to remain watertight throughout this inspection. All of the joints, junctions in the pipe, at least that we've seen so far, appear to be glued and watertight. So after entering the cleanout, we immediately dive. And so as we pull out of the dive, it is a little bit tricky for the drain technicians, and we see this quite a bit. So it's a little bit tricky for the drain technicians to keep a strong pitch in the pipe as they're pulling out of a straight down dive. You want to get me set up? Ladders in the back. So it's a little tricky for the drain technicians to keep a strong pitch in the pipe as they're pulling out of a dive. So here we are pulling out of this first dive that we see, and you can see that they didn't keep a real strong pitch. So at level, we see a little bit of leveling here. It doesn't look like a full-on water belly or anything like that, but just a little bit of marginal pitch. And then we're going to transition, and it looks like as we transition, then everything picks back up and away we go. So not too bad. It is an area where we do see quite a bit of typical standing water pulling right out of this dive. So we're going straight downhill. We reach the bottom, and instead of gradually pulling out of this dive and still keeping a pitch, it's like they abruptly level it out and then try to improve the pitch as we go. So we see this quite a bit. I think the key is that we're not seeing any standing water, or we're not seeing any debris buildup in the standing water. We're not seeing sludginess, we're not seeing toilet paper, we're not seeing debris. It's more or less pretty clear. So things are making their way through here. I like that it's on the back end of a straight down dive too, so things have picked up pretty good velocity running down this straight down dive. Hit the water, they might slow down a bit, but then do officially drain. In view of this, it would be highly recommended to keep an eye on things. So we'd recommend having a sewer scope performed every 2 to 3 years or so, just keeping an eye on things and just going into this realistically knowing that, and hopefully the whatever settling has happened in this pipe, that's it. But because we live in the Northwest with the amount of pressure on these pipes and because of the amount of rainwater that happens in the Northwest, if additional leveling were to happen and that little, let's see what it is, it's 4-5, so about 12 inches of marginal pitch is not 12 feet of marginal pitch next time we do it or whatever. So again, as precaution, it doesn't appear to be causing any problems, but as precaution, it wouldn't be a bad idea to keep an eye on things. We're going to transition here. So this signifies a couple of things. This is a transition between the private builder's material and the city branch piping, and also it's a transition in pipe sizes. So we went from 3-inch plastic piping into a much larger, looks like a concrete pipe. Even though we are in city branch piping, technically all of this will be by our own responsibility throughout the entire length. I'm sorry, we're still in ABS piping. Just a much larger size as we hit the city branch piping. Kind of fishtailing back and forth. Pipe shows no previous signs of blockage, buildup, or backup. transition again. So here it looks like we're going to the older concrete piping. Hard to say what, if anything, this is here. It could just be another clean out access point. We did see a cap right at the start of the sidewalk area, or maybe that's what this is doing. I think the house is way too new for the chance of a party line or a shared line with another house, so I don't think that's an option. But again, maybe inquiring with city records just as precaution to make sure that there isn't party lines being used in the neighborhood. But I would say it's highly doubtful at this point. But that might be what we're seeing out there in the yard. Looks like a black ABS cap, and maybe it's just an extra access point here. So we're going to transition to concrete piping here. And again, as we do that, we see a little bit of that marginal pitch. So the pipe goes a little bit flat, and again, it's not causing any issues. There's no debris buildup, sludginess, toilet paper, or anything like that. So it looks like it's got just enough of a pitch to keep things flowing, but a little bit slowly. Right before we hit the lateral, then we're seeing kind of the flattest area of the pipe that we've seen. When we drop into the city sewer at around 58 feet, 57 feet, and again, this is PVC plastic. We would definitely pass the video on to the city to let them know that their lateral is full of water, full of sewer water, and it does look like it's coming up our pipe a bit. So it looks like maybe the pipe isn't bellying or isn't as flat as we thought, but it does look like maybe the sewer water from the lateral out there in the road is coming up our pipe. You can see as we enter the lateral, like that is pretty full, and it looks like it's backing up towards our pipe. So this would, again, we would highly recommend passing the video and the report on to the city to see what repairs they deem necessary in this area. So it looks like their lateral is so full out there that it's actually turning and coming up our sewer pipe towards the house here. So the sewer pipe certainly needs further evaluation and repair. So I would say that the sewer pipe needs additional attention and possible repairs by a licensed and qualified city sewer pipe technician, clean water services, whatever the powers may be out here. But it does look like the lateral could be having some blockage or backup, some sort of issues in the lateral. You can see we're just completely underwater as we get to the lateral out there, and that sewer water is starting to back up towards this house. So it doesn't look like the pipe from the house is having any issues as much as the lateral. But again, recommend further evaluation and repair replacement as needed by a licensed and qualified drain professional and or the city drain repair technician.